All right, so there you go. That's our first chili on Chili Day. How good does that look? And the next couple of chilies coming up are no... My bad, sorry. Oh, it's my manager. Hang on a sec. Hey, what's up?
I've got some news, and I'm not sure you're gonna like it.
Okay, what?
The show, it's been canceled.
The show's not been canceled. Why are you really calling?
To tell you, the show's been canceled.
The show's been canceled.
Yeah.
It can't be canceled. It can't be canceled. It can't be canceled. It can't be canceled. It can't be canceled.
Honey, you're having a terrible nightmare.
I did. Brad called in. He said the show was canceled. And you were there, and you were there, and you were there. But if you're all here, the show's not canceled. We've got to shoot. I'm Sam, the cooking guy. This show is about food that's big in taste and small in effort. Man, is that good. Totally easy stuff anyone can make. Look at them going already. And everything comes from a supermarket. You take all those other cooking shows like this. You don't need them anymore. This is Sam, the cooking guy. And we're back. Literally and figuratively. I mean, it's been a few years since I've been here, and I have to say, super excited to be working back with these guys, back on the channel again, creating more fun stuff for you. But if you don't know who I am, where I came from, I thought we'd give you like a really brief little history lesson, because I didn't just come to life here. In fact, I started in 2002 doing minute-and-a-half segments on Channel 6's news here in San Diego.
Oh, we want to welcome Sam, the cooking guy, to the show.
Thank you.
He'll be flexing his culinary muscle every week on Fox.
Yes, I
Morning.
will. Okay, so after the minute-and-a-half segments, it became a full half-hour show on CTN here in San Diego with a little different Sam, but still basically the same me inside. In the time that it takes those to microwave, excuse me. Then, my first version here on Channel 4, in fact, the first high-def version. Hi, I'm Sam the Cooking Guy, and welcome to Sam the Cooking Guy. Obviously, maybe a little redundant, but that's okay. This show is about one thing, food. And that was my old kitchen, and I loved that kitchen. In fact, I get email from people now going, I don't like your new kitchen. And I want to reply, well, then it's a good thing you're not cooking in it. It's just me. Anyway, so then from there, let's see, there was a Discovery series for a year until Oprah bought the channel. I'm not bitter about that. The fact that somehow I can't fit into her mantra of how to live your best day, but that's okay. I've let all that anger go. I go to yoga now. I've let all that anger go. There was a bunch of Today Show appearances. One in particular with Kathy Lee Gifford and Hoda Kotb that was, well, it was what it was.
What are we making?
Kathy's giving me the okay, Sam. So
Tuna.
we're making a
Why won't you
tuna.
get all of it in
We're
there?
making a tuna.
Tuna's the second thing we have in our house.
Can I talk? I watch the show every day. Everybody has issues with a lot of chatter back here. Pay attention 1 minute. And by the way, that has now been watched somewhere over, I don't know, 1 million times on YouTube. And then the newer version of my kitchen here on Channel 4. That's the closest to what you're gonna see today. Okay, let's see it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Just take it all in. I know it's different. Huh? And now we're back. I'm really excited to be here. I know I said that. I feel like a little kid. It's like the first day of school for me today. We got all ready to shoot, and I was like, okay, I hope I remember how to do this. Few things have changed. So back in the day, it was just Shannon behind the camera, who also edited the show. And now, it's Shannon behind that camera, and it's Michael behind that camera. 2 cameras, and they're new cameras. And you may remember Michelle, blonde producer. Well, Michelle's gone. I don't mean that in a mean way. She's off having a million children now. And now look, we've got Sandra. And Sandra is lovely. She will be here and she will be awesome. And the only other thing that I can think of that's new, Well, you remember the dogs. You remember Haley. Here they are. Let's have a look. Pardon for the behind the scenes. So there's Haley right there. There's Lucky right over here, sleeping like he normally does. But now there's a third, and the third is right in here. Come over here and we'll see if we can roust him. The third is Lewis. Hi, baby. Lewis is our Chihuahua. He was a little rescue about a year ago. And he's made a wonderful addition to the family, but you have to be careful when you sit down because he could be under any blanket. Okay, but that's enough chatter. We need to start cooking. So here's the deal. When we come back, I'll lay out the theme for the show, which will be a general theme for all of our shows in this new Sam series. I think we need a name. Sam 2.0. It's really like Sam 4.0 because there's been other versions of it. Okay, we take a quick break, we come back, then we start to eat. And that's really why you're here, isn't it? Don't go away. This is Sam the Cooking Guy. All right, let me tell you what my thinking for today's first show is. I'm using the title Rebirth. And I know maybe it's a little bit dramatic as I say that with my Howie Mandel hands. It's a little bit dramatic, but I like the idea. It's starting, right? And everything starts with what? An egg. It's the beginning of life somehow, somewhere. We're gonna do eggs this show. And what prompted part of this was I was at my niece's in London a few months ago, and I said, you know, what are you eating, and blah, blah, blah. And she said, well, my mom was just recently here, and my mom made me scrambled eggs all the time. And I go, why is your mom making you scrambled eggs? She goes, well, I like them. I go, no, why aren't you making scrambled eggs? She goes, because I don't know how, and I ruin them all the time. So we had a little lesson. What's happening, Lindsay?
Just cooking some eggs. Scrambling my eggs.
What? We having a little session?
We're having a little scramble sesh.
Lindsay was making what I now refer to as slow scrambled eggs. Well, look, I love eggs. Now that the government says that they're fine for you to eat a bunch of them, they're only 70 calories each. They're like the perfect food and ideal protein. I was ruining them before. I could make scrambled eggs in about 2 minutes before. Ton of heat in the pan, throw the eggs in, and honestly, most of the time I think I was drying them out. I now make what I refer to as slow scrambled eggs, and that's what I'm gonna show you right now. We simply start by beating a couple eggs, because they're scrambled eggs. Where else would you start? 2 eggs. I think 2 eggs are a fine amount for one person. Very often I will have a single scrambled egg to myself. So the proper way to beat an egg, you need to be making contact with the bottom of the bowl. If you don't, you're just doing this, nothing's really happening. So this, right? Oh, sorry. We can be heating a pan while this is all going on. Okay, now the key here is gonna be not too much heat, right? 2 things at this point only. One is a little pinch of salt, a couple grinds of pepper. Okay, that's ready. I can still touch this. I mean, it's starting to get hot, but it's not burning my fingers yet, and that's what we want. So now, butter, but what you want to do is you want to make sure the surface of this is, even though this is a good non-stick pan, the butter is going to ensure that your eggs aren't going to do anything crazy and stick to a super hot spot. Here we go. And now, pull this back. The fact that that goes like that, they're starting to set, but not really quickly. And at this point, so you can see right here. So at this point, what you want to do is you just want to really take your time with this. And what I should have done in the beginning, while clearly I have not changed all that much because I'm not actually prepared to make these. So I'm just going to pull this off the heat for a second. I'm going to grab a green onion. And here's the deal. We're going to put, what are we putting in this? A little truffle oil and green onion. You could use chives. You know, the thin little ends, right? I find green onion is, for me, is almost the same thing. I always have green onions. Chives now, I would need to make a special trip to the store to buy, or go to a garden or somebody's garden or whatever. I think that's a good rule. Unless it's gonna absolutely make or break the recipe. If a recipe's these eggs with goat cheese and you don't have goat cheese, you could substitute something else. I want you to be comfortable in making things with the stuff that you've already got. Make sense? Okay, these can go back on the heat. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give it these green onions, and we're gonna give it a little truffle oil. Here's the thing about truffle oil. It's also the same thing with sesame oil. A little bit is outstanding. A little bit too much will take over the entire dish. If I use too much of this, it's gonna taste only like truffle, and that's not what I want. I want the little bit of the truffle in there, but not a lot. So we're gonna give it like a 1/4 teaspoon is really all it's gonna get. That's about it. And now we're gonna add the green onion to this. We're just mixing. So I could turn this up a little bit, but not much. I'm trying to be super gentle with it. I don't want this to go hard on me. I'll say one of the beautiful things about a stove like this, these continuous grates, is that if it's too hot, you can just pull it off to the side and let it live there. So we're getting pretty close to this being done, right? That's good. Heat off. A little bit more green onion just for the top of this. Beautiful, beautiful. Everybody's good. Happy right here. So the eggs go in, all beautiful. Nice, nice. Tiny bit more green onion on top. And that's it. Maybe another grind. Okay, see, you can just tell the texture right here. Soft, delicate, gentle, and it's gonna be delicious. Little hint of truffle oil. Rebirth. We've started with this. When we come back, hard boiling, you know how to do it? That's fine. My manager, Brad, thought he knew how to hard boil eggs, and he was absolutely ruining them. And he's in his 40s. So there's hope for everybody, including Sandra over there, who I'm pretty certain doesn't know how to hard boil eggs the right way. We'll come back, I'm gonna show you how to do that, and then a couple things that you can do with them that are gonna be super delicious. Don't go away. This is Sam the Cooking Guy. Welcome back. So let's just piss people off right away. There's a group of people that believe the fact that I touch my dog and then cook is really horrifying. Uh-oh. Do you hear him? He's starting to have a moment. What is it? What are you doing there, baby? It's Lewis. You see him all day long. There's a group of people that think me touching my dog and then cooking is horrifying. Well, look, if it was a restaurant, I wouldn't do this. The dogs wouldn't even be here, but they are my dogs, and this is how I operate, and everybody here is okay with it. I mean, look at him. He's so cute. How do you not pick him up? For God's sakes, the kid's 7 pounds. 7 pounds. Okay, good boy, Lewis. Works for me. All right, let's hard boil some eggs. So here's what's important. We start with the eggs in a pot, eggs out of the fridge, and now cold water. Just cold water goes on top. We cover them by about that much. You do it this way, they're gonna be perfect every time. Okay, see, they're covered. We come over here to the stove. Heat to medium high. That's gonna take a couple minutes. I got an idea, let's do this. Let's prep some of the other stuff while we're doing this, okay? I have here one of my favorite ingredients of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me, oh, there you are. You were over there a second ago. What happened?
I'm fast.
Did you go this way? You went around? With all the lights and everything. Ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite ingredients of all time, pork chorizo. I'm not pushing this brand. You can buy anybody's pork chorizo you like. I'm saying it's really delicious. All you do is you just make a little cut or however you want to do this. Just in like this. And I'm just gonna squeeze out just a little bit, right? And now look, now it looks like Italian sausage in here. Let me get some heat going. The downside to cooking pork chorizo is that unlike beef that starts out red and then goes essentially gray the more it gets cooked, pork chorizo stays almost this color. So you either have to know when it's ready or you could use a thermometer to tell you when it's ready. And 145 degrees, pork final temperature is great, so. It's hot. And you can see it's sizzling and bubbling. Full disclosure here, I have a new t-shirt on that I don't want to get all greasy with chorizo splatter, so I'm gonna turn this down a bit and be careful. So it's gonna take on me sort of medium heat about 5 minutes. Ah, it's splattering on my arms. I'll use the back burner. You can see the eggs just starting to happen. We're looking for these to be at a full rolling boil. So extra bacon from something the other day. A couple pieces of this should be fine. Let's try and get a sense of, you saw when the chorizo came out of the package, it was gloppy, right? Now you can see it's starting to separate a lot more. I think if I bundled all this up and stuck a thermometer in here, shall we do this? Well, 190, this stuff's done. So you can see, I've let it go a little bit too far, past where it technically just needs to be, 145 or so. But here's the consistency that you're looking for, right? Okay, so this is done. I'm gonna heat up this because I want this bacon just to be, I mean, it's cold, so I want this just to be a little bit crispier. So this is getting there. This is hot enough. We're gonna throw this in. A little bit more fat's gonna render out, though most of it has already come out when I cooked it the first time. So you can see here, look, you see like the bacon, this white, right? This is the fat starting to come out again. And why I'm doing this so early, we don't even have eggs yet to deal with. Well, we're gonna just snap and then this will be at a rolling boil. Remember we used to do that, Shannon? Can we do that again? Okay. When I snap, this will be at a rolling boil, then I'll show you the next step for hard boiling eggs properly. That's a rolling boil, that's what it should look like. Once it gets there, 2 minutes on the timer, that's it. Snap our fingers again and then you'll see what happens next. And that's it, okay. So at the end of the 2 minutes, then you do this. Kill the power, the heat, lid goes on. Now it's 10 minutes. Not the microwave, just the timer. Now it's 10 minutes, and then, walking towards Shannon, she keeps backing up. Then they're done, then we just cool them down. So you wanna wait the 10 minutes or no? No. 10 minutes. Now this is important, so watch this. So here are the eggs. Now the eggs, the water comes out, like that. Get rid of all the hot water, we don't need that. Cold water, cold water, cold water, cold water. So I like to just, in the first 30 seconds or so, just get rid of that first batch of water. Now start again. So now this goes here. Now the next best thing you can do to do this quickly is now just throw some ice in there. You want to stop the cooking because overcooking the eggs does two things. One, it really dries out the yolk and makes it like chalky. It's gross, it's not good. Two, almost more importantly, it puts a gray ring around the outside of the yolk. If you ever open up a hard-boiled egg and that gray ring is there, that's because it's been cooked too much. And you don't want that. It makes for not pretty presentation. And now we peel these guys with luck on our side and a tremendous amount of skill. We should have a perfectly cooked hard-boiled egg suitable for all kinds of things. We cut, please no gray ring, and look at, perfect. No gray ring, right? That's what you're going for. Okay, I'm gonna finish off these eggs because I wanna show you a couple quick, just super quick deviled egg things. Here are the basics of a deviled egg. You take the eggs, you cut them in half, pop the yolk out into a little bowl. We need to simply add, I mean, almost anything you like. I like to add a little mayo, would be the appropriate thing. So pretty much everybody's gonna add a little bit of mayo. I like a little salt and pepper, some hot sauce, not a lot, and a little bit of mustard, a little spicy, grainy mustard. Now we mix. Some onion is really nice at this point. You could use green onion, but I like finely diced red. Okay, so look, now you've got this. I'm trying to do this quick. First show back, I don't want to get fired because I took too damn long making eggs. So we'll put these guys on here. So now a little bit of this goes inside each one. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. We're gonna do 3 different ones, right? So we've got a little bit of this chorizo to go on 3 of them. Oh, I did too many. I got all my adding was wrong. We got bacon. Hold, please. Now look what I have to do. I gotta do this the right way because there's one more egg. Wow, it's really been a while. I'm so out of form here. Wait a sec, my numbers aren't working out here. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. How does this happen? 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, I have 3 things. 2, 4, 6. I need to make 2 of each. So, I can't believe this. This is so screwing with my head. You have no idea. You know what happened is I started going, oh, I'm gonna make 3. Here's the other one. God. These crispy little onions that you use for Thanksgiving, I'm telling you, these guys just absolutely make a deviled egg. A little bit of pepper over everybody. Oh my God, so much work. But this is what it should be. We've learned how to make a proper hard-boiled egg. And then what you can do with that, of course you can put it in a salad, you can cut it up. I like to grate it on top of a salad, or you can mess around with deviled eggs and make different styles of them. Okay, when we come back, I'm gonna have to be really quick about this. Poaching an egg, and I'm only gonna have time to show you one thing. Not my fault, I wanted to show you 2, but oh no, Shannon says no time for 2, you show them one thing. I'll show you one thing, and it's gonna be a really good one thing too. See you in a second. This is Sam the Cooking Guy. Welcome back. Final segment of Rebirth Day. This is my egg impression. Not to be confused with some of my yoga moves now that I'm doing yoga, but I don't want to get into that right now. We're poaching an egg. It's very simple. Come over here, Shannon. This is a pot of water that clearly is not boiling. If we're doing our work properly, this water should be somewhere between about 180 and 195 degrees. Not 212. Boiling water will not make this egg nice for us. So we'll check. Sweet, 191, perfect. Water's ready. The egg is right here. You're gonna crack the egg. And this is really important. If you mess up any part of the egg, if you break it, even a tiny bit, an infinitesimal amount that you can't even see with your naked eye, well, how are you gonna know then? But you have to be careful not to break the egg, right? You want it in a little dish like this. So, the only other thing we're gonna add to the water is a little bit of plain white vinegar. And what that's gonna do is when the egg goes in, it's gonna help the loose ends of the egg all sort of come together. Much nicer than it would if it wasn't there. So like a tablespoon and a half, that's it. I'm gonna take my spoon and I'm just gonna turn like this, kind of creating like a little vortex that once the egg slips in, will help pull those edges together. So I get the little bowl with the egg right down here by the water's edge. I spin, I spin, I spin, I spin, I spin, I stop, and I slowly slip the egg in. And you can see what's happening. And hopefully that won't be nearly as messy as it's looking right now. Hopefully that will start to come together in a nice way. But in about 3 minutes, I'm gonna show you what this egg looks like and how you tell the difference between a properly cooked poached egg and one that there's still like watery nonsense in the white, because nobody wants that. You want perfect yolk, perfect white. It's a beautiful marriage between the two. See this loose stuff here? An easy way to deal with that is to get them over to the side and just kind of get that stuff off. Just be careful that you're not getting anywhere near the yolks. If you bust the yolk, it's game over and you have to start all over again. But look, we're almost there. Let me get a towel. No, it's still. Let's see if I can show you this. So of course you can see the yellow's fine, but you see the white? Right in there, it's still wet. And that's not what you want. So gently, gently, gently. Thank you. So one of my favorite breakfasts, poached egg on a great piece of really good bread with super delicious ripe avocado on top, poached egg on top of that. I have one small problem. I don't have a toaster. My toaster broke completely. and sparked and it was no good anymore, so I had to get rid of that. So I'm gonna have to go, I'd say old school, but it's not really old school. I'm gonna use this torch. Trust me, it's how I made toast yesterday morning. This is not for the camera's benefit, though it's gonna look like it. Okay, let's check our egg. Look at this guy. How's this? Tiny bit. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm now gonna prep this. Watch how I can just leave this guy sitting right here. Keep the water like that. Watch what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this, we gotta turn this into toast right now. Sorry for the noise. Kelly hates this thing. I do like using it, I have to admit. But look, I'm making toast in no time. Uh-oh, too much. Crap, I got overzealous. All right, get rid of that. Let's take our toast. We're gonna put, we need a plate. Shannon, we needed a plate. Avocado, you cut, just cut down till you hit the pit, then let the knife just travel all the way around. So this is what we do. We take our toast, we put the avocado on here. Okay, so here we go. Here's our egg. It's beautiful. We'll put it right on here. Oh, I love you. I love you so much. Don't forget the salt. Kosher salt, really important to this. Pepper, really important. Good drizzle of just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. I'm telling you, it's gonna add some really lovely richness to the whole thing. And then we come down and we hope we've done our work properly. And we cut. And look at, you see that? See what we're talking about there? That's what it's all about. That's the big payoff right there. Oh. The avocado. The extra virgin olive oil. Super, the richness of the egg in this whole crazy thing. And I just love avocado so much. Thank you for being back here for the first one of Sam 4.0 or whatever this is. Rebirth. I'm glad you're here. We hope you've enjoyed it. I don't know when the next one's gonna play because I don't even know when anything's happening right now. But I'm glad you're here and I'm glad we're here to be able to do this. Questions? Check us out on the website, cookingguy.com, where these shows will also air in whole. Never happened before. I can't wait for that. All right, see ya. Don't eat bad food. Eat something good, but still simple. See ya. It can't be canceled.
Honey,
It can't be.
Honey, you're having a terrible nightmare.
You think my acting is bad? I think Kelly deserves just as much credit as I do.
She's awful. It can't be canceled. It can't be canceled. I can't keep saying this. Somebody wake me up. It can't be canceled. It can't be. It can't be canceled. It can't be. Yeah, I'm gonna have to replace you. It can't be canceled.
Honey, you're having a nightmare.
I did have a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, you had it.
What was that? It was perfect. We were like 10 seconds from the end.